Shonen Jump and manga in general is in an interesting place right now. All of the long-standing titans are ending. In terms of Shonen Jump, both My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen ended, and Black Clover and Kaiju number 8 aren't far behind. Then outside of Shonen Jump, manga like Oshinoko, Miss Negatoro, Noragami, and even Rent a Girlfriend have all come to an end. For me, these endings, particularly the Shonen Jump ones, were jarring. For so long I looked forward to waking up every Sunday knowing there would be 4 new chapters for me to read. One Piece, My Hero, JJK, and Sakamoto Days. They were part of my weekly schedule. But then, within a month, both My Hero and JJK ended, so I knew I had to find something new to read, but I didn't really feel like putting in hours upon hours of reading to catch up to things like Dandadan when I know there's an anime coming. So I did what any rational person would do. I read the 2 new manga that just came out and just prayed they turned out good. But I realized that wasn't enough, so I read more and more and more until I found the 5 best ongoing manga under 50 chapters. And then I compiled this list so that I could help the people that are in the same position I was just a few months ago. So without further ado, here are the 5 best manga under 50 chapters.
Oh, I just took a double blinker off my mohawk and now I'm geeked.
To start, I want to talk about my favorite manga on this list, Dogs Red by Satoru Noda. It's the story of a former top figure skater, Ro Shirakawa, going crazy, giving up figure skating, and joining a powerhouse high school hockey team where he works to regain their title as the best high school hockey team in Japan. Maybe it's because I'm Canadian and a natural appreciation for hockey was just bestowed on me when I was born in this country, or maybe it's for the reasons I'm about to mention, but this manga is really one of the best I've read in a very long time. The basis of a good manga is the art, and Noda's style is perfect for the story of a small town hockey team. The style reminds me of an early 70s manga with the modern fluidity required to depict a dynamic sport like hockey. The skating, the handling, the hits, and the fighting all feel like I'm seeing them in real time. Like I'm not looking at a stationary picture. The art style also makes things way funnier than they would be otherwise. The dead eyes characteristic of 70s manga means characters will almost never react to situations in a way they should. Everyone is just looking at the weirdest things and stonewalling that shit. And when I say the weirdest things, I mean the weirdest things. One of the first things you see in the manga is Ro doing a flying spin over his rival's stick and slapping a glove in his face, while the onlookers just stare with no life in their eyes. But this lack of life in their eyes brings more life into the town. By the end of the first chapter, you can feel that all these young hockey players have just experienced so much strange bullshit in this weird ass town that nothing phases them anymore. Like I said, this manga is weird. Like really weird. But that humor is easily its best attribute. During the first game, Ru is through on goal and then his skate breaks. Classic joke, right? But he then subverts that joke by skating on one skate because he's a figure skater and he can do that. But then the skate that he's skating on explodes, but he's so close to the net. Just pull back the stick and let it rip. Fuck. The stick broke too. This shit already had me chuckling. But then I look down and see the granddad hit the, and I lost it. From there on out, I knew this was gonna be generational. And I wasn't wrong. Literally everything else that happens in this manga is just so fucking crazy. Someone buys a book of the dark arts to try and curse the goalkeeper who's benching him. Then that same goalie starts putting in extra shoulder pads so that he can block pucks more easily. But they just keep getting bigger and bigger. It's like the joke from Scary Movie where the sheriff's hat just keeps getting bigger every time you see her. Beyond the humor and art, Dogs Red also has emotion. It has a story to tell and intriguing side stories to tell, and all the hype moments and aura that you'd expect from a sports manga. It truly is my favorite manga on this list, and if you enjoy either humor or sports, you'll enjoy this manga. Anyways, enough about sports, let's talk about shonen, because if you're feeling empty after My Hero and JJK, you'll probably want more shonen. And the most consistent shonen under 50 chapters is easily...
Wait, what?
It was a tennis phase, but you were close.
It was a tennis phase.
I swear to God. No!
In a world of witches where only women are capable of acquiring magics, creatures that are hunted by witches, allowing them to perform spells, there's one boy, a young hunter who just so happens to be in the right place at the right time, acquire one of the strongest magics there is, and is just lucky enough that he's able to use that magic spell, thus making him the first ever male witch. That's the premise of this story, written by Osumu Nishi and drawn by Shiro Usazaki. And so far, it's been 37 chapters of beautiful art, fun battles, and emotion. Usazaki is easily one of the best artists in Jump right now, and the fact that she can focus entirely on the art means it's never lacking. Every single chapter has amazing clean art that's so easy to follow that even the grandiosity of magic doesn't get lost in itself. And the character designs, don't even get me started. Ichi is the quintessential main character. He's unique enough to be recognizable, but looks just normal enough when compared to all the magical people around him that you can believe he was living as a hunter on his own in the woods all these years. Because everyone else, especially the witches, all have super stylish designs. Monagold, Shriya Badona, Jiki Shirone, Togeis, even the randoms working in the shops all look so cool. The breadth of character design is so expansive, and that makes the world feel just that much more magical. But in my opinion, the best design belongs to Descaris, the strongest. She looks so cool and sleek, and in this world where all the witches have a bunch of crazy avant-garde outfits with accessories out the wazoo, a clean white outfit with gold accents gives an air of confidence, elegance, and purity that really brings out the title of the strongest. Beyond her design, her confidence and goofiness really reminds me of Gojo in all the best ways, and the care she has for Ichi and determination to overcome destiny makes her a character that I want to see succeed. So far, Ichi is setting up to be great. It's got a cool villain setup, it's got a great band of characters so far, and everything about it is intriguing me. And if I had to say that one thing on this list was going to rise up to reach the level of a My Hero Academia or a Jujutsu Kaisen, I would give it to Ichi the Witch. It's weekly, it's a shonen, it's fun, it's got fun characters, and it's been getting pushed a hell of a lot by Shonen Jump. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lamone, I'm just an incel. How am I meant to read a manga primarily about women? Well, don't worry. I've got just the manga for you.
Come in, hit him in the throat, grab him by the groin. Lift it as you step in front. Get it out here.
Shinobi Undercover, written by Ippon Takeguchi and drawn by Santa Mitarashi, tells the story of Yodaka, a modern-day ninja. In fact, one of the strongest modern-day ninjas. The only thing he can't do? Talk to people. Just like you, my incel watcher. Yodaka is a socially anxious loner who can't talk to people at all, even the people he's tasked with saving. Any human interaction is way harder than taking out swaths of goons or battling other ninjas with deadly weapons and superpowers, which is why his next mission is so scary. He has to guard a high school girl. So here he is, a socially anxious teenager who's been completely separated from the outside world, setting out into high school to protect a cool, popular rich girl. Luckily though, he doesn't have to get close with her, so he can just view her from afar and continue his socially anxious ways. Unluckily though, she takes a liking to him, and he ends up becoming the main act in this protection mission, and basically her best friend. This manga has two major pros. First, as you'd expect from a ninja manga, the fights are very good. I don't really feel like I have to talk much more about it. You're reading a ninja manga, the fights are going to be cool. But secondly, and probably more importantly, the way it depicts Yodaka's social anxiety is really funny, and also realistic enough for me to react to certain moments thinking, yeah, I've done that. And that relatability makes the comedy of it that much funnier. The comedy is then leveled up by the constant commentary from the operator that always has eyes on Yodaka and is always in his ear, making for a great narrator that can put the reader's thoughts into words on the page. Beyond the fights and humor, the characters are pretty good too, especially Yodaka. Everything runs through his development, and in addition to his tendency to lend to funny jokes, his personality also lends to great development. He's already a perfect ninja. The fact that even his unconfident self can be assured of. But just as he's aware of his skills, he's terribly aware of his flaws. And his relationship with the assignment Aoi leads him to wanting to do better. Not because they'll make him do his job better, but because he'll be able to give this girl who spent her life being guarded a real friend. So far, all these manga have been over 30 chapters. But I know some of you ChatGPT real scrolling freaks don't have the attention span for that. So I want to tell y'all about the newest manga I've read.
Oh! What?
Odor the Flame, created by Yuki Kawaguchi, the author of my favorite cancelled manga ever, The Hunter's Guild Red Hood. Odor the Flame's only got a few chapters out. In fact, by the time I upload this, there'll probably only be 7. But knowing Kawaguchi's art and judging the story so far, I'm really excited for the future of this manga. The story of a young man becoming a hero for his land, set in the time of the Vikings, with just enough magic to keep a meathead such as myself entertained. I really can't say much about this manga on account of it only being 6 chapters deep, but so far, it's looking like a nice little story with a cool power system, a fun cast of characters, and an underutilized setting. I mean, The Vikings are cool as fuck, and I can't really think of anyone that's really used them other than Vinland Saga, but that's a seinen, and it's not epic fun time shonen. At the very least, based on Yuki's track record, you can expect baddies, and also very well designed villains, which we're already getting. If you've got the time and attention span to read 5 chapters, I can't recommend it enough.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Wagwan Gangsters. It's Future Lamone here to let you all know a tragic odor update. No, it hasn't been axed, but it's damn close. The pacing throughout this manga in the 5 chapters that have dropped since I recorded this has felt fairly odd, moving weirdly fast from goal to goal, and its position in the table of contents hasn't been great, which leads me to believe an axe may be coming. Of course, I'm still gonna ride out for my boy, cause Hunter's Guild got done dirty and I need to see some sort of karmic rebalancing. Rest in peace, my girl Debonair. But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if it's axed in a few months' time. In lieu of that, I want to add 2 honorable mentions to make up for the space, just in case it actually is axed somehow by the time I make this damn video. First, Kaitagami, a Shonen Jump manga that only has 4 chapters as of the time I'm recording this, and so far, it's been fairly unremarkable. Wow, why are you recommending me this unremarkable manga, Lamone? Well, it's because I ran out of options, but also because the main guy is pretty cool. He reminds me of Ichi a little bit, and the main woman is cool as well, and also bad as a mofo. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Second, how about R15, or how about rated 15? It's one of my favorite manga right now, and the only reason it's not actually on this list is because I don't know where to read it to catch up. I caught up on a certain feline site, but it was recently removed from there, barred the most recent few chapters and any new chapters, so it's just difficult to find. But we're on the World Wide Web right now, so really everything's at your fingertips. If you want it, you can go find it. And I promise you, if you can find it, you're in for the journey of a lifetime. The story of Akane Amo, a high schooler who is never allowed to watch movies or TV, and thus can't handle any stimulating content. And by that, I mean stuff like kissing and fucking. But one day, in a fit of rebellion, she joins the Film Research Club, where she meets Fuyumine, a boy in her grade addicted to movies. Thus ensues the story of a socially illiterate movie maniac and a movie newbie popular girl who slowly fall in love. He teaches her about movies, and she teaches him how to drop his guard and be less of a loser. It's funny, it's cute, and it's got movie recommendations at the end of every chapter. So I'd say give it a read if you can find it. Anyways, on to the final manga of the list. Future Lamone. Out.
Committing genocide against the Uyghur people.
You can comment to
Yes,
this
sir. Yes, sir.
on,
Yes,
on
sir.
this
I'm
topic.
asking you, is the Chinese government committing genocide against the Uyghur people?
All these manga I've mentioned are good, but if I were to bet on which manga from this list most people would like, the banker, I'd put all my money on Goku Rakugai. That's right, we've gone from the newest to the oldest. Created by Yuto Sano all the way back in 2022, Goku Rakugai is a bi-monthly manga, and by bi-monthly I mean a new chapter releases every 2 months, which is why it only has 26 chapters after 3 years of publication. Does it suck waiting 2 months for a new chapter? Yes, but is each and every chapter worth the 2-month wait? Absolutely. It's a darker shonen, exactly the type that has seen a rise in popularity recently, and if you want something a little bit more mature in themes and events, but still with that shonen flair, I cannot recommend a manga more. The art is beautiful. You can clearly tell Yuto used their 2 months making each and every panel perfect. The character design is also a standout aspect of the manga, with every character looking cool enough that you could fully believe they're the main character. Alma, the actual main character, has a great design, and much like Ichi, he is the quintessential main character. He's got a recognizable silhouette, and his design, although stylish, isn't too overbearing. He's got striking red hair, a cool ass jacket, and a crazy transformation to go with everything. Then there's Tao, Alma's boss. She's stylish, she's badass, she's beautiful, she smokes, she wears cool glasses, and she's got a gun. What more do you want? It's not just the 2 main characters that are designed well though. In fact, I don't even think Tao is the best designed woman in the manga, because I would be lying if I said I didn't start reading for the explicit purpose of finding Dara Kurogane. This is one of the coolest designs I've seen in a manga. Period. She's got a jacket that's barely on, a jumpsuit under, and a bra or undershirt or whatever under that. Already swag. But she's got some sick ass goggles too. Everybody knows goggles are the pinnacle of character design. Slap goggles on any character, they look 10 times cooler instantaneously. So far, every character we've been introduced to has been immensely engaging. Tao and Nei's backstories have seriously been some of the most intrigued I've been by a manga that isn't One Piece in a long time. All the villains are extremely engaging as well, with a whole syndicate already set up with multiple connections to our protagonists. I really enjoy this manga. It's dark and gritty, but has just enough humor and joy in it to never leave me feeling completely down after a chapter. All of the connections that have been set up in the last 20-something chapters have left me wanting more, and I can't wait to see the resolution to everything that's going on. The only issue is that new chapters are published so infrequently, which isn't really an issue, but it does make me a little bit sad. So I urge you to really savor the catching up process. Well, there we have it, folks. 5 new manga under 50 chapters that you should read. The 5 under 50. I originally had 6 manga in here, but the day after I wrote the review for Embers, that shit got axed. But don't let knowing that one of the entries literally got axed as I was making this video put you off of the other recommendations. I swear, it was good. Anyways, I truly believe that the rest of these entries are not only here to stay, unlike Embers, but all future greats for the most part. But who knows? If you really wanted a manga that's guaranteed to stick around, you'd go read Kagurabachi. You wouldn't be here watching this video. So there you have it. If you want a manga that's guaranteed to stick around, read Kagurabachi. But it's not like you needed me to tell you that. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Adeuces.